Under the fog of the war in Gaza, the regime of Iran has been engaged in a widespread campaign of suppression at home. The regime has carried out more than 100 death sentences in the past month and is taking advantage of the situation to execute dissidents lingering in Iran's prisons. On November 27, reports from inside Iran indicated that the regime secretly executed political prisoner Ali Saber Motlaq in Lakan Prison in Rasht. Saber Motlaq, 62, was a supporter of the People's Mojahedin organization of Iran. He had previously been imprisoned in the 1980s because of his support for PMOI. He was arrested again in 2020 and charged with killing a regime official in 1981, an accusation he never accepted. On November 23, the regime executed Milad Zohrevand, 21, one of the protesters arrested during Iran's nationwide uprising that began in September 2022. Zohrevand was injured and arrested by security forces on October 27. After severe torturing Zohrevand, the regime's criminal judiciary sentenced him to death on charges of killing a member of the Revolutionary Guards named Ali Nazari. Also in November, the regime executed 3 Baluch prisoners in Mojahedin Central Prison. Mohammed Karim Bazgazai, Mohammed Barahoui, and Edris Bilrani were executed for being associated with a dissident group. They were arrested in August 2020 and were extremely tortured in the prisons of the IRGC. They were sentenced to death in January 2022. On November 8, the regime executed political prisoner Maysam Chandani, Dagani, 34, in Mojahedin Central Prison. Maysam was arrested in September 2011, at the age of 22. In a sham trial, he was accused of participating in the killing of 3 repressive agents and sentenced to death on false charges of acting against national security and waging war against God through armed action. He was hanged after 12 years of incarceration and torture. Several other political prisoners are under the threat of being executed. The Iranian resistance has called on the United Nations, Amnesty International and other human rights organizations to intervene to stop the Iranian regime's executions and to save the lives of prisoners, especially political prisoners. Silence and inaction in the face of the world's leading executioner, torturer, terrorist, and warmonger encourages this regime to continue and intensify its crimes against humanity.